Okay, Derbyites, we are here. It's Golden Globe weekend. We're going to make our last-minute predictions in the film races, the TV races, everything. I'm here with Charles Bright, Ralph Galvin, and the birthday boy, Rob from Australia. Birthday boy, let's start with film
Just shoot me now,
drama.
seriously.
Film drama.
Okay.
Everyone seems to be going with Spotlight. What are you doing there? Are you following the herd?
I'm totally following the herd, but I'm ready to change. I want someone to convince me because I think that Spotlight smells like yesterday's dinner, and I think that it's falling. And I mean, I don't know if the Globe voters were really into it when they were voting for this thing. And I have a feeling that we're going to see Spotlight just kind of lose a lot of stuff in the next few weeks. So if there's what do you guys think? Is there like a really good alternative here? Is it The Revenant?
No, there's no obvious alternative. There's no single obvious alternative, and that's the thing. And that's the thing. The trouble with Spotlight, especially with the whole supporting actor category, people are thinking, oh well, votes for Keaton and Ruffalo cancel each other out in the nomination process. When I've been looking at reviews of the movie, there's been a lot more talk about how it's not just the two of them. You have Stanley Tucci, who gives a standout performance in that movie as well. Liev Schreiber as well. There's more than just the two of them, which is probably why they're not able to coalesce around just two.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't put too much stock, at least right now, with these nominations at the Globes, into that wheelhouse. I think it is the most likely. It did get nominated for director and screenplay, key enough categories where you would want this movie to be nominated. So I think it is probably the most likely winner at this point. And I just don't see Mad Max, Revenant, Room, or Carol being the one to pick up the slack.
Okay.
All right, check and mate. Let's just go on to our next thing.
Done.
Let's go.
Do you guys agree? Are you all just thinking Spotlight by default? Because
Totally
is
by
this
default.
really the movie of the year? Like, honestly,
It was the best movie of the year. So
I
shut
don't
up.
agree at all. I completely
Okay,
disagree.
well, we all know that you endorse, the rape of children, but
I just don't know. I just don't think Spotlight. I think it's a good movie, but is it really going to be in the history books for the best movie of the year? Like, honestly, I don't think that should be the case.
I think it's going to be remembered as one of the best movies of the year.
Yeah. Well, the best.
I think
Go on, someone else.
if they had waited to see Star Wars, do you think Star Wars would be here or
Yeah.
not?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
Good question.
I think it would have taken Room or Carol's spot.
Yeah, and the Globes voters love the hottest, newest thing.
Exactly.
So I think it would have been there too.
It would have looked
I
good
don't know
for
if
the
it could have
show.
won,
No.
but it definitely would have been nominated. So that's really sad that they try to get out early, them in the SAG Awards, and then they end up missing
Yeah,
a
silly.
bunch of movies that come out late. It's ridiculous.
I'm surprised that they would allow themselves to do that, knowing that that Star Wars was embargoed for so long.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it just reduced themselves to, well, not jokes, but you understand what I'm saying, right?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I never understand what you're saying.
Only some of the time. Yeah.
It's okay.
I don't pay
It's-
attention to what you're saying. So.
No, we try not to. But every once in a while,
It's
it's just
probably
something really
it's
smart.
actually it's actually doctors recommended you don't listen to what I say, so it's okay
Yeah.
on that
But
end.
every once in a while, you come out with a really good one, and then for most of the time, it's just drivel. So I'm just trying to pick. It's like gold, panning for gold. There's always that little nugget. Shall we? Let's move on then, I guess. Unless Ralph, do you
Yeah,
have anything to
please.
say about the dramas? It's kind of boring. I want Mad Max to win. I want Mad Max to win everything. I want it to win comedy. I want it to win best TV show. I want it to win everything. And anyway,
I don't think Mad
You
Max-
just want that because that's your morning commute, Rob, and we understand.
that is
we
so
understand it's like a documentary for you, but
true. It totally is.
here
It
in the
totally is.
civilized world.
Yeah.
No.
Can you imagine going to work with Charlize Theron saying "fang it" in a truck? Like, it's a really good way to live. That's living.
I just love going to work with Nicholas Holt in my trunk, but
Yeah,
that's enough
sure.
of my dream journal.
That's a whole other.
Let's
whole other
move
subject.
on from this
Please.
here.
Let's move on to something else. What do you think, Marcus? Should we just move on to the drama acting?
Yeah.
I feel like we all have Leo, don't we? I mean, is
Yeah.
there really anyone else? Maybe Bryan Cranston, but I mean, the Golden Globes, they never really liked Breaking Bad. They only gave it to him because they didn't want to look like the only award show to ignore Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I
So
think I think that's part of it, but I also think that Cranston is just a charmer, and I think they may just like him. And this is a story that's very different than Breaking Bad. So I think there is the chance that they could respond to this, but it's not nominated for picture. And I think they just like Leo, and I think that I think it's pretty obvious he's going to win here. If he doesn't, I mean, that's the real canary in the coal mine. If he doesn't win here, that's big trouble for Leo.
Yeah, good point.
And
But,
his movie is nominated, The Revenant. The other four guys, their movies are not nominated, which shows they love The Revenant so much that they're going to give it actor, and I think it's up for director, but not screenplay. Interesting.
something happened to your feed, Marcus, and now you
Yeah.
sound like a Dalek. So we just need to make sure that's sorted out.
Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
We can
It's all
hear you.
staticky.
There's a bit of static there.
Why don't I come out and come
It's
back?
good
And
now.
you guys
There you
just-
go.
Oh, you better.
You're good.
It's all good now.
Okay, good. I was saying nothing important.
No, it's
What
okay.
about drama actress?
Well, that's just Brie Larson again. Isn't she just going to win everything? And it just makes me want to yawn so hard that I dislocate my jaw.
I
Like,
don't
seriously.
know.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know because no, Ralph, you take this one.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if she's going to just sweep through. I mean, I think Ronan has come in pretty heavily in this race. I'm not sure if she has a momentum enough to go over into a Globe win, but I think after that, I think she's a threat for. I mean, obviously she's a threat for the Critics' Choice Award and for BAFTA and for potentially SAG. Room is great, and I think Brie Larson is outstanding. And if she won, I would have no qualms. My biggest thing with her is you have these other performers that are on that kind of own their film, and with Brie Larson, she shares with Tremblay, her co-star, and she's gone for 30 minutes of the film at the end. So you kind of have to vote for her in the first half, and remember how she was in the last half, which I think, or the last quarter, I should say, which I think is probably her biggest hurdle. But I mean, she's been campaigning, like no other. She's great at it. People really like her. She's kind of the new it girl right now, and she gives a great performance. So, though I think she will win, I don't think it's like rock solid, especially for the awards that are coming later on. This one, I think you're right, Rob. I think she's got this one pretty much locked.
Well, I hope you're right because having now seen all of these, I'm most excited about Ronan. I think if she starts winning some trophies, that'll really mix up this race. And I think she was so great in Brooklyn, so surprising. She was wonderful. And but I just can't imagine Brie Larson not winning everything now. I don't know if you guys, Marcus, what do you think?
The thing with Saoirse Ronan is that Brooklyn only has this one nomination, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking to see if there's another that I missed, but I mean that just kind of tells you they don't really like Brooklyn as much as some of these other award shows do. So I wouldn't put her in second or maybe even third. I think
Really?
Alicia Vikander is someone to watch out for. The Globes and BAFTA this morning put her in lead for this role. I don't know what's going to happen with the Oscars, if she'll go lead or supporting, but I think she'll be nominated. Maybe twice, maybe for Ex Machina 2.
Yeah,
I think
wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Do
I
any
think
of you?
she's-
Can we digress? Do any of you guys have Mara or Vikander in lead for the Oscars at the moment?
I have Vikander in lead for the Oscars for Danish
Me
Girl,
too.
and in supporting. I can't remember if I have her in supporting for Ex Machina, but I'm not sure. I'm truly right now just completely baffled about what to do with Rooney Mara,
Yeah.
because I have no idea where that one's going.
And she's such a lead in that film. She's
Right.
more of a lead than Kate Blanchett is, and it bothers me so much.
No.
But
But
she'll
the
get nominated.
Oscar voters don't fall for that nonsense, then surely they'll realize that. They've done it before.
I was thinking today if Carol was a movie about a guy and a girl, and we follow both of their storylines, so both of their perspectives, they would both be leads, lead actor, lead actress.
Right.
This is two women. Why is this so confusing? They're both leads. The Globes got it right. We should at least give them credit because they're both in lead here. But I think they're the only ones to put Rooney Mara in lead, aren't they?
So
think
far,
so.
I know SAG didn't, BAFTA didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
And
not
that's
talking about the critics' choice, but just these big precursors that have come out.
and that doesn't spell that doesn't really spell very well for Charlotte Rampling. That's probably why she missed out
Yeah.
after, because Alicia Vikander has moved up. But I'm just, if some of you are doing this and putting Alicia in both, I might do the same, because I've been wondering that for the last few days. I know this is not about the Globe. This is just a general chat now, but this category just gives me kind of all kinds of heartburn, because I just don't know what to do.
I think the safest thing would be to put, for your Oscar predictions, put her in 3 times. Lead Danish Girl, supporting
Right.
Danish Girl, supporting Ex Machina, then you're guaranteed to at least get 1 right.
Right. Okay, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that.
All right,
Okay.
we'll totally do that. No, we won't.
No, we won't. No, I might. Okay, well, it looks like we've got nothing more to say about the drama actresses. Marcus, where do you want to go now?
Comedy musical. I have Big Short.
Yeah.
A lot of people have The Martian.
I'd
What about you?
switched to The Big Short, like, I think 2 weeks ago. I switched to The Big Short because
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at it and I saw, it has I think the fact that it got both Carell and Bale in the lead category, which surprised me, because Bale is really a supporting player in that movie. I really think, and I think it's just we're seeing more stuff line up for it. It's like more stuff is lining up, in the proper way for it.
Well, it could win the Best Picture Oscar even. It's a possibility now, given
Yes.
how well it's done. But I had The Big Short in from the beginning only because I realised that it was controversial having The Martian even in this category for a lot of Globe voters. And I figured that those Globe voters would not vote for The Martian here. So back in the day when I first did these predictions, The Big Short was not as big as it is now in terms of its standing in the race. And I thought I'd just put it there for the time being. And I haven't had to move it because I don't think it can lose this one now. I think it's pretty sewn up. Because if it wins the Best Picture Oscar, then it makes the Globe voters look pretty good.
Yeah, and I think, The Martian might even be in 3rd place. I think their love for Trainwreck and Amy Schumer might be the dark horse to beat The Big Short.
Wow. No, I didn't think of that. I have Spy in second, and that's because of my personal bias, because I just love that movie so much. I'm glad it's nominated. But I don't
know about what you said there, Marcus. You're saying, Trainwreck. It has the same nominations that. Hold on, I'm just checking very quickly here. Yeah, it has the same nominations that Joy and Spy have. It's not like it got any more love than those movies.
That's true.
Yeah, it's the fact that it didn't get in. It didn't get. What's the lead actor's name again from
Bill
Saturday
Hader?
Night Live? He didn't get in, right? So that doesn't help Trainwreck. But and Joy
Al Pacino
only
got in.
Right, which is so random. What is that movie? I haven't seen it.
And then Mark Ruffalo for Infinitely Polar Bear.
That was
Strange.
a
So
very
random.
weak category,
So
wasn't it?
random.
So random. Such a weak
They're
category.
always random in the
actors.
comedy ones.
Yeah, but the women, they all make sense. But the men one, like they had to throw Christian Bale in there to really give it some weight because it was just so weak.
So are we in consensus about Big Short in the picture category?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. With regard to the actor category, I have Matt Damon in there, but I think the one to watch out for is Steve Carell.
Yeah.
I mean, Steve Carell is still, the Globes really like him. They were the ones who gave him the Globe for The Office. This was 10 years ago when he won his Globe for The Office. The Emmys never awarded him. But yes, we know. Yeah, no, it's still a travesty. But I think his is the more dynamic, emotional performance that they would probably go for. I think he's a real threat in this category.
Yeah, you're 100% right there. But I still
I have
think
Matt Damon winning. He's never won an acting Globe before, and there might be some controversy that The Martian isn't really a comedy, but they're not going to hold that against Matt Damon. They might hold it against the movie, but not him.
Hopefully not. I love that movie so much, and it's not done so well. BAFTAs, it didn't get Best Film, which really disappointed me, and I'm hoping that it will come back on Sunday night at the Globes and win some stuff.
Yeah. I have it winning too. I have it also winning director.
Yeah, yeah.
And
the ladies?
This is Amy Schumer's.
I think she's out. I would say Amy Schumer's out front, but I think this could go a number of ways. I really don't think it's as solid as many people think. You know, because Trainwreck doesn't have, you know, Trainwreck, Joy, and Spy all have the same amount of nominations, the same category nominations. You know, I really think I really think this really could go anyway. Amy Schumer's the probable winner, and I just want to say, if anybody's looking to fudge the Globe ballots, make Lily Tomlin win for Grandma because she deserves it.
Oh my God! It was such a horrible film, and she was so damn boring.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. That was.
We were getting
Rob, you have to boot this guy out. Lily Tomlin and Grandma?
Yes.
Oh my God!
I haven't seen it yet, so should I bother? Because
I saw it at a screening, and then I got a screener, and I had to burn the screener because it was just so damn awful. I didn't want to see it. It was so bad. No, there's no way.
That's good to know because we were getting really nice there for about 6 or 7 minutes, and I was starting to feel really uneasy. I don't like it.
I'm glad I was able to poison the well.
Let's bitch about Joy because that's always something fun. Because some of us love Joy and some of us hate Joy, and people get really upset.
Joy to me, like the film, I think was kind of missing something. It wasn't a bad film, but for me, it was missing something. I still think Jennifer Lawrence was great, and they obviously like Jennifer Lawrence. They gave her the Globe over Lupita Nyong'o. In the supporting race. I mean, I still think, you know, I'm not as convinced about Amy Schumer, and I think the fact that Maggie Smith is actually going to be at the Globes and be here for that.
Will she really be there?
That's the rumor. And I think that may excite some Golden Globe voters to have Maggie Smith on their stage for the first time in 80 years or however old she is at this point, or last time she won a Globe.
Yes.
So those are the three that I would definitely not count out. Melissa McCarthy, I think she was great in Spy. I really liked it, but I don't think she has a prayer here. And my God, Lily Tomlin, please just no.
Nobody had a better year than Amy Schumer. I mean, she completely exploded last year in a good way. She won the Britannia Award along with Meryl Streep and Harrison Ford. She won the Emmy for Variety Sketch, the very first time that was ever created. And there is no variety sketch here at the Globe, so if the Globe voters want to get on this Amy Schumer bandwagon, this is the only way to do it.
Yeah, look, that makes all that makes a lot of sense. But the Maggie Smith thing, I've been wondering about, and I was going to ask whether she's actually going to turn up because she's doing press for this movie. She was on the Graham Norton show a few weeks ago. Like she's come out of the woodwork. If she's in LA and she's going to be at the show, I'm going to move her up. I'm going to put her in first because that is just instant Globe boner. Like that's it. There's nothing bigger than that.
And the thought of the Dowager Countess on Graham Norton just makes me smile.
Yeah, it was a really good show.
And how weird is it that she's been on Downton for 6 years? She never does any of these shows for Downton. The Downton producers must be like, does she hate our show because she never promotes it?
She hates the show, but she loves that paycheck.
Oh yeah, and she loves all those trophies, I'm sure too. So that's a really interesting category. I'm really looking forward to that one. I don't think that will play much into the Oscar race, so they're going to do whatever they want to do. So that's cool. That's interesting. All right. What else? Supporting, yeah.
This is one where I'm going against the rule that the nominee also has to have their movie nominated. In all the other categories, I'm picking someone who's up for a movie that's nominated. But here, Sylvester Stallone, I think is a slam dunk to win this. But you're shaking your head. But Creed is not nominated.
I'm like hallelujah, praise Jesus. Completely agree that is 100%.
Yeah, for sure. I'm all for it.
Yeah, no, it's the obvious one. It's probably the most obvious one of the night.
And as long as it's not Mark Rylance, I don't want to be mean, but come on, does he have to win everything?
Mark Rylance, it's what he does.
Well, he's been nominated across the board.
He's been winning a ton of critics awards.
A ton.
I know it may not mean that much in the long run. I think he's probably a big threat to win at SAG. My guess is if he does what he's done when he won his first 2 Tonys, the Oscars will not reward him.
That's right.
Look up his speeches for when he won Best Actor in a Play in 2009 and 2011 for Boeing and Jerusalem. He just recited these poems by this one guy. It's the most awkward thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it doesn't come off well.
No, it
sounds
doesn't.
Pretentious.
It's such a really good category supporting actor, like Paul Dano and Michael Shannon, which I only saw 99 Homes recently, and he's excellent. Idris Elba, of course. He could win, you know. They've given him Globes before. Globes, sorry, before. But Sylvester Stallone, that's so obvious because he's a big star and it's his comeback and he's so brilliant in Creed. And he will probably be nominated for an Oscar too, so that all kind of helps him.
Yeah, but the thing that gives me pause is that the SAG voters didn't nominate him, and BAFTA this morning didn't nominate him.
Yeah, that's shocking.
That didn't surprise. BAFTA didn't surprise me too much. SAG was more surprising to me.
Yeah, I don't. And people say maybe they didn't get the screeners. You know, I don't care. The word was out there that he was fantastic in this film. They should have made an effort to watch the screeners or find an illegal version of the movie or something.
Or go to the theater.
All that,
that too.
Everywhere.
That's too hard.
Who does that? Well, all right. It looks like we're all on the Sylvester Stallone train, but the supporting actress category is, I think, a bit more tricky. I'm going with Alicia Vikander there because it's just that one performance this year that has really stuck out for me, and she has started to get a few notices in by different awards groups, and I think it'd be really cool for her to win this award. It'll also reward her for her work in The Danish Girl. That helps too.
Yeah, I agree completely. I think I have her in first as well. I'm not a big sci-fi person, so I didn't really like the movie that much, but I thought she was great in it. And I mean, her competition, you know, Helen Mirren they love Helen Mirren more than probably anybody. Jennifer Jason Leigh.
The Globes love no one more than Meryl Streep.
But maybe after Meryl, Helen Mirren, she is royalty.
Probably more than anybody.
It was underlined.
So pay attention. Jennifer Jason
I stopped paying attention to you long ago.
Jennifer Jason Leigh, I saw Hateful Eight, and it's fine, it's good, but I mean the first half of the movie, all she's doing is getting punched in the face like over and over and over.
Well, there's a sympathy factor.
And I'm like, where is she actually gonna have something to do? And then finally at the very end, she's got 10 minutes of intenseness, but I don't know. The Hateful Eight hasn't really picked up really much anywhere. So I think she's kind of. I think with Alicia Vikander getting 2 nominations, they're not going to give it to her over Brie Larson, so this is where she's going to take it.
I wish Alicia was nominated for supporting here because I think she would win for that. I don't think she'll win for playing a robot, an emotionless robot that just stands there.
Oh, they award Hollywood celebrities that are emotionless robots all the time. It's no different.
That's right.
Do they often nominate? I mean, give awards to sci-fi performances? I know the X-Files on the TV side won a lot, but for movies,
I have a real problem with sci-fi. That's a good question, Marcus. Like honestly, it's not their kind of wheelhouse, and it didn't get nominated anywhere else. But I just think it's a standard performance.
On this point, I mean, they're not. This is not her only nomination. They're not just giving it to her because she's in a sci-fi film. They're giving it to her for a body of work. They nominated her in The Danish Girl. They pushed her up to lead. That way they could make room in supporting to get her here. I mean, I think there's a reason. So I don't think they're primarily getting
nominated against yourself at the Globes, though.
True.
Yeah, but I mean, they were smart enough to know that was a lead performance in The Danish Girl, so they pushed her up there.
Well, what about Kate Winslet? She's I know Steve Jobs hasn't done as well with awards groups as it could have, but to me, she's the highlight of the film.
Yeah, she'd be my pick out of
brilliant.
The year.
Yeah,
Before I saw Steve Jobs, I thought her nominations were just like name checking because she's Kate Winslet. And when I saw the film, I was like, I was blown away. I thought she was wonderful in that film. As opposed to Jane Fonda, who we love, and she's in 1 second of that film, and it wasn't even that great. Sorry.
Winslet plays a non-American too, which I mean, this is the foreign press, right?
Yeah. She plays a Polish woman, and she gets the accent right, and she's just dynamic in that film. She should win.
I mean, in a category as fluid as this, I mean, it seems like Alicia Vikander is probably going to win, but with this category, there's a lot of variables in it. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow Jane Fonda ended up winning. I'm not saying I want her to win. I'm just saying, she's the biggest star in this group.
In the room. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and she is someone who, whenever she is anywhere, she just has a presence about her. Love her or hate her. I know there's a lot of people that still do hate her from what she did in the 70s.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, she just has a presence about her, and they might just love to get her up on that stage.
That's a possibility.
Yeah, that's a tough category. Oh my gosh.
Tough. It's really tough. So we'll see. It looks like most of us seem to have Alicia in first place, but Helen Mirren's a possibility too. In fact, all of them are. So let's move on.
Should we do director and screenplay real fast?
Yeah.
Sure.
I have Ridley Scott for The Martian for director, and for screenplay I have The Big Short.
Hmm.
I got Spotlight for screenplay, but I do have Ridley Scott for director.
Yeah, I have Ridley Scott as well, although I know you're going to hate this, but I think George Miller is a possibility. But it looks like it's going to be a Ridley Scott win.
No, I actually don't believe that's actually 100% possible.
Crazy. Yeah.
No, I don't think it's crazy. I mean, this is even what you would normally consider to be, prestige critics groups have been going for George Miller's directing of Mad Max Fury Road. And it is a spectacularly directed movie. I do, and it has sort of, he's Australian, has that international flair to it. Even though, Ridley Scott's British, but I think that it's without question, this is a strong possibility to actually win.
Yeah,
that's why I have George Miller #1 in my predicts.
Oh, good on you, RG. I knew I liked you, but I might just do that for the fun of it. I think he's going to get a DGA nomination as well. I really think George Miller is a threat to Ridley Scott now. I've been saying it from day one. People have been making fun of me, and I want him now to prove me right. And I have the Big Short for screenplay, although I can't believe that I don't have Steve Jobs for months. We thought Steve Jobs would win every screenplay prize, and now it's just faded so badly.
Right. A lot of the experts still have Steve Jobs winning, but I just think they haven't updated. I think if they did, they would change to Spotlight, Big Short.
I have Steve Jobs winning for screenplay.
Interesting. That would be a really great thing for Aaron Sorkin. I think it's a great screen. It's the best thing apart from Kate Winslet.
It's an incredible screenplay.
Screenplay.
It is.
Those two things were great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have Steve Jobs in third in the screenplay race, but only because I believe Spotlight, Big Short, and Steve Jobs are all really crowded by the finish line. I just think Spotlight is going to get over there because the reason I have Spotlight in there is because I think it's more of a writing achievement. In the Q&A I was at here in DC regarding the film, they were really pushing the fact that that Tom McCarthy and Josh Singer had to do a bunch of research for this. Some of the stuff that you see in the movie, like the fact that this one guy had sent something to the Globe 20 years ago, was actually they found that out in their research for the script. So that's how that came about. So I think that's why I think the screenplay's in a good chance to win there.
Right, and we're also picking Spotlight to win Best Drama, so it makes sense that we would pick it for screenplay as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's probably true. And Spotlight is about journalists, so maybe I will flip-flop mine. And this is the Hollywood Foreign Press, who are all journalists. I mean, why would they want to pat themselves on the back?
Yeah, and that's why it's done so well with critics.
A Hollywood organization congratulating itself? I will not hear of such things.
Oh, my goodness. But the critics have loved Spotlight more than guild-type, like industry people, and that's because Spotlight is about them. It's about them and their integrity and their work.
Well, it's also because you don't have it. It's not as flashy a movie. So this is not a movie that's going to have as flashy a production design. It's not going to have as flashy cuts and edits. So I wouldn't expect it to be the #1 film of people who are in charge of designing sets and designing costumes.
Yeah, good point.
And all the lesser things I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole.
Does anyone not have Inside Out for animated or Son of Saul?
Good question. Or Son of Saul.
If it was for the most tasteful sex scene of the year, I would have Anomalisa in there. But
thankfully, that's not the title of the award category.
That was something in that movie.
I felt so awkward. I was like scratching myself uncomfortably.
Not a kids movie, people. Yeah.
No.
I haven't seen 2 of the films in this category, Peanuts and Shaun the Sheep, although I'm planning to because my kids keep bugging me to take them to the cinema. And I really disliked The Good Dinosaur. I was so I know you loved it, Marcus, but I was so disappointed by that film, and I hope it loses. And Inside Out was one of the best films of the year, period, and so that should win it without fail.
Just a side question. How many of you guys are predicting Inside Out is going to get nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars?
Not anymore.
It was for a long time, but I've taken it out.
I'm hoping it doesn't. It was okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, yeah, I took it out of my predictions the other day, so
Right.
yeah, it just seems like it hasn't not enough has been lining up for it.
No, that's the
Yeah.
problem.
But
It's not because of that,
screenplay,
I think. Yeah,
screenplay at the Oscars.
Though
I
I
think
would rather have Inside Out in the Best Picture race than Carol.
Oh
Really?
yes.
Oh, you're an
Uh,
anti-Carol.
Oh, I
Okay.
hated
I know
Carol.
you're
What is it about
Carol.
Carol? Some people just love that film.
See, I loved it.
Love it.
It was great.
It's a
Oh,
isn't it,
God.
is it a gay man film? Like I've known a lot of mates of mine who bat for your team. I love that film so much, more than any other film this year. Is it because
No,
it's
it's
so
just-
pretty, or I don't know? Tell me.
Just a-
I don't get it.
First of all, it's Todd Haynes, so you know it's going to be very, just on its own level. And I will say this: it's going to be very pretentious and full of itself. But it's
Yeah,
still
I'm
a
baiting you.
beautiful movie. It's a beautiful movie to look at, and the performances are magnificent. It's a great story, and you know it's one of Todd Haynes' more down to earth things, and that's saying a lot for Todd Haynes considering some of the other movies he's directed. So I would
the
I loved it.
The Oscars don't like gay love stories. I mean, Brokeback
They don't.
lost, as we all remember. I
It
think
won
if,
3.
They like lesbians, don't they? Do they?
I don't know. I think if Rooney Mara,
Everyone loves lesbians. What are you talking
Who
about?
doesn't love- Yeah, that's what I mean. Like all the that old the old steak eaters using that phrase from Ann Thompson.
Or
They love lesbians.
taco.
What's
Yeah,
that's
they
the problem.
like lesbians though that like keep you awake and are interesting, not ones that are just so fucking boring or you just
Okay.
fall asleep when you're trying. It's just no, I
You
can't.
homophobic, uncultured swine. You just-
I think
What are you
I
talking
think
about? I just said we love lesbians. I think we all said that.
I
It's
still
just not
yeah.
when it's so boring.
It is not boring. What are you
I mean,
talking
Kate
about?
Blanchett,
It's not boring,
Kate
it's
Blanchett is one of the
beautiful.
greatest actresses of all time, and she gives a great performance in that. Rooney Mara is very good in that film too. It's beautifully made. Like there are good things about the film. It just didn't hold together for me as much as I was hoping. That's all.
right.
I was
if
worried
Rooney
because I had
Mara-
heard so many mixed things on such polarized angles, mainly thanks to Ralph and Tom. But they were on one side of the spectrum, and then I'm reading everything on the other side of the spectrum, and I thought it was really, really, really good. So, yeah, my opinion reigns supreme. So say it'd be you.
That's it.
If Rooney Mara gets snubbed at the Oscars, I don't think it's because of category confusion. I think it's because she's playing a lesbian in Love, and they don't want to give it to her. But I think Kate Blanchett's safe because she's like the new Meryl Streep. But Rooney could get snubbed for that reason.
I don't know if that's going to be the cause
No.
of it.
I think
The
it's
active
because she
branch
wasn't
is not
that great.
homophobic.
She was good, but like she didn't like there was nothing to the performance. Like I mean, she had a lot of I don't know. I didn't go out of it thinking wow Rooney Mara is amazing, but I did think wow Kate Blanchett, especially in that scene where she's with the lawyers and her ex. I thought she was dynamite in that. But Rooney had nothing like that. She was just so and not like subtle to the way that Ronan is subtle in Brooklyn, where like you think that's a great performance. She was just kind of there. Like she was a hipster.
The Globes love film so much that they have best song and best score. There's not even a director on the TV side that can win, or a writer. It's so ridiculous.
Poor TV.
I don't even want to say
Well, that's
my
because you don't have to
predictions
break it down from there. You don't have to do director in a comedy, a director in a drama. They could just, even though they break up
even
the other
mishmash
stuff,
the supporting actors together. It's nonsense. Maybe we should move on to TV because we're going to give TV short shrift again because we're
So
running out of
do
time.
we all agree? So let's just for foreign film, it's Son of Saul, and original score, it's Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
And Carol's boring. Yes, let's move on.
Yeah.
Oh, you fucker!
And song, I don't know what, because the
you-
Lady Gaga song should have been nominated and it wasn't, so who cares? Let's move
You
on.
are just a moron, Ralph. Really.
Oh,
What
the
kind of
people
name
are
is
off
that
here.
anyway, Ralph? It's one syllable.
Like, honestly, I can't believe it. This chat's just going well. TV people, let's talk about what really matters. I don't give a shit about film. Let's talk about TV. That's what really
Yes,
matters.
thank God.
Oh, phew. Okay.
Something that is not boring. This is great.
Okay.
Let's go. Move on to TV. Charles,
I
lay
will
low for a bit.
gouge your eye out with my thumb.
It's funny, like I created a top 10 film of the year. It took a lot because I only had like 6, so I had to fill out the bottom 4. But
There was,
for
I don't
TV,
think,
I'm trying to do a top 10, and I have 20 shows.
yeah. TV is where it's at, and I hate how it's always the poor stepchild to movies. It's nonsense. TV is where it's at. The drama series, that's Mr. Robot, my favorite show. I've been harping on about it like a fangirl for months. That is winning. Anyone disagree?
No, it's
Well,
winning.
I don't. I'm not so sure that it's as safe as we all think. Because at first I thought, Mr. Robot, it's a great show, and I think they love the hot new thing. But if you kind of look back at history, in the last since 2006, if it's not on AMC, HBO, or Showtime, it hasn't won. But then again, the only HBO show or HBO, AMC, Showtime show on here is Game of Thrones. But Game of Thrones has no acting nominations, and nothing without acting nominations has won since Party of Five, 20 years ago. So
But also, oh, go on, yeah.
Yeah, let other people talk. So I'm not so sure about Mr. Robot being the total lock that I thought it was going to be. But then, I don't think Outlander. I know they put on a really cool show out in Ireland for the HFPA members and everything, and that's why they got these slew of nominations. But I'm not sure if they're ready to anoint stars, and Outlander is the best drama series. So I really think I have Mr. Robot number 1 tentatively, but I do have Game of Thrones second just because of the networks that they prefer to award.
Okay.
And what I was going to say is that I think you are kind of onto something there, but they're also not afraid to reward other things that they haven't awarded before. This is a group that awarded FX twice in a row with The Shield and Nip Tuck, and I don't think USA has ever won a series prize at the Globes. So
No.
it would still be a first. It would be a first for them, and I don't see that as beyond their wheelhouse.
Yeah, I agree. I think
it's 100% lock for Mr. Robot. It's the coolest new show of the bunch. Game of Thrones has no acting nominations. Mr. Robot has 2 acting nominations. I realize Outlander does too, but I think I agree with who was it, Ralph, saying that they may not want to anoint Outlander as the best drama on TV. I think it's Mr. Robot, Mr. Robot, Mr. Robot.
In fact, I think the only thing that could possibly take it from it is The Outsider, Narcos. Really.
I think Narcos could do it as well.
But Mr. Robot will also win drama actor. In fact, Rami Malek is more of a lock than the show. Although John Hamm is, he could win that final Globe. I don't think the Globes give a shit about the John Hamm thing like the Emmys had to. The Emmys had no choice. They had to give John Hamm that award. This one is different. It's really Wagner Moura could win, but Rami Malek is the breakout star of TV of the year, and if he doesn't win, I will turn off the TV and walk away for 2 minutes and cry.
He even got a SAG nomination, which we know SAG, they are worse than the Emmys in terms of not letting new shows in, and the fact that he got in is really telling that the industry loves this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well then moving on, I think Katrina Balfe will win the Outlander award in a drama actress, but this one's a very difficult category to predict because Taraji P. Henson and Viola Davis could also win. I know you guys probably think Viola is the frontrunner, right?
No, I have Taraji.
Yeah.
Oh. That's interesting.
Shows what you know.
So you know nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anything to talk about there?
I would say Taraji is going to win, but she's not a lock. I think if this, ceremony was held in June of this year, she would be a lock to win. Coming off that first season buzz, the show has since died down, of course. But watch out for Viola. They've never given her a trophy, and this could be her time to finally win a Golden Globe after the Emmy win, after the SAG win. They're the only ones to not really, reward her for this.
They're fine with taking their time and rewarding someone, so they'll take their sweet time in getting to her. But I don't think they're gonna, because I think they just nominated her because they feel like they should. They don't like the show. She didn't win last year when it was the hottest thing on television, or it was very popular at least.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna go with her. I think it's Taraji's to lose.
Wow. Okay. I hope she does win. Actually, even though I'd love to see Katrina Balfe win, because I've become a slight fan of that show ever since I had to binge it when I interviewed one of the guys on that show. But I just think Taraji would be a great win. To have her on the stage, I think she'd be one of the highlights of the night, just watching her win that trophy. So
Right.
Okay.
Okay, comedy. This one's really tough. I think a lot of people are going with Transparent. I'm picking another Amazon show, Mozart in the Jungle. What do you guys think?
Yeah, this one's tough. I have Transparent, but I'm going to switch it because I think you're right. I think Mozart is the kind of show that they would love. I've seen every episode, and it's really good. It's not laugh out loud funny, but it's classy and it's interesting and it's very watchable. And this would totally put this on the map. And I think it's between those two. Sorry?
Last year they put Transparent on the map. Are they really going to go back to it again?
No.
I don't see. I don't think it's out of the question that they'd go back to it. The second season's been just as acclaimed as the first, if not more so. I wouldn't put it beyond them to do it, but I do think that they'll probably go for something else. And I think, I'm with you actually. I think Mozart in the Jungle is where they're going to go.
Yeah,
it's the only
they don't care about what the viability is for the Emmys down the road. They want to go with what they like.
Yeah, exactly.
So it can't be one of the HBOs then, Silicon Valley and Veep. A lot of people who maybe aren't thinking this through are maybe putting those in because, they're on HBO and they've won Emmys and so forth. But no, I don't think they really like Veep that much.
Right.
No, I think they do like Silicon Valley though.
Well, there's no actors in.
No actors are in, but the show is nominated for the second consecutive year. Veep has been on for 4 years, and this is its first nomination.
That's a good point.
The theory about Veep's nomination is that they actually wanted to give Julia a Golden Globe this year, and they have this weird rule that the show also has to be nominated, so that's why Veep's up. Next year, probably Veep won't be there, and Julia won't win. It's so interesting.
It is. I'm sure that's going to happen. So we don't even have to talk about the ladies, I suppose, because it looks like Julia is going to win that because of her
Lily
show.
Tomlin.
Lily Tomlin. Let's leave Ralph a minute. Let's just slow down for a second there. Let's give Ralph a minute because this is the one category he cares about. So go.
I have Jamie Lee Curtis in first.
What?
I have Jamie Lee Curtis in first.
Crazy.
I don't think that's as crazy as you guys think it is.
Golden Globes love Jamie Lee Curtis. They've nominated her on the TV side. She hasn't been nominated for 20 years, and she was nominated here. She was, and here's the other thing. I know we have this theory about your show and your person, and the person nominated, that's usually how you win. The last person to win a Golden Globe on the TV actress comedy side and not have her show nominated was Jamie Lee Curtis. And she was up against Kirstie Alley, Candice Bergen, Tracy Ullman, and she won for some show that nobody knows what it is, but she won, and then she was nominated again the year after for the same show. And I mean, she was nominated for Freaky Friday back in 2004. That was her last actual nomination. I think the Golden Globes really like her. And I mean, come on. Who would have thought to somebody, to pick her out of that cast where you have Emma Roberts, where you have all of these people that, could be said to be more popular than her, and they single out Jamie Lee Curtis. They don't nominate anything else from the show, but they put her in the lead actress comedy category, which is one of the toughest because, you bumped out people like Constance Wu, the Wendy McClendon-Covey, all these people for her. So I think I would not put Julia's been nominated 4 times for this role. They didn't care about giving it to her the 3 previous times when she was winning all these Emmys and all over the place. Now you've got somebody that they really like, that they gave a Golden Globe to 20 years ago, that has won this category without her show being nominated before, which just happens to be the last time that happened.
Yeah,
I have Jamie Lee Curtis number 1.
That's a really good argument, Ralph. I think I'm going to change that, actually, because that is so good. I love it. I'm doing it.
I'm not going to count.
There's always one exception to the rule about the show having to be nominated, and I thought it was going to be Aziz Ansari. I'm changing that. Gael Garcia Bernal is going to win Best Actor, I think.
Oh yeah.
But that's got to be. I mean, just having him up on the stage, that just, I can already see it in my head. But Jamie Lee Curtis, they do love her, and she will be so funny on stage. She's a funny lady. Yeah, I like that. Oops, there you go.
I wish that there was more being paid attention to for Patrick Stewart, but
No, he's great too.
you can't have everything.
Yeah, at least he was nominated. That was a great nomination. All right.
Yeah, I also have Gael Garcia Bernal. I think that's almost an obvious choice, considering it shows up, and he's a foreign actor as well.
Damn foreigners, all taking all the awards from American people.
Let's make America great again. Okay. We're getting political. Don't get political, because then Charlie won't shut the F up, and then we'll be here all night.
Oh, God.
God.
And let me tell you another thing I don't like about
those Trump voters. Okay, so looking at the long-form categories, Fargo? Is that how you're all going? I'm going with Felicity Huffman, by the way, in limited series actress.
Whoa.
I just want to be different.
Fargo. Whoa.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I do have Fargo in the movie category. I have Queen Latifah in the actress category, and I actually got Mark Rylance in the movie category.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that he's built a lot of goodwill, and I think that they're not going to give him supporting actor, and this might be a place where they might look to reward him because they may feel like it's a prestige thing to do.
This is tough. I think it's obvious Fargo is going to win limited series, but actor and actress can go a number of ways. Chris Beecham was telling me, they like Kristen Dunst so much that they gave her a nomination when she was 11.
She was a girl for Interview with the Vampire. I remember that so clearly.
They've grown up with her, and now she's in this great show on FX that's going to win Best Series. But this Felicity Huffman thing has me interested.
They like
her. And then for actor, I have Oscar Isaac. His show is not up, Show Me a Hero, but he's had such a great year with Ex Machina in a little film called Star Wars that I think he's the kind of rising star that they want to anoint as their own.
That's a very good call. Yeah, that's a really interesting one. TV movie actor is difficult, because even Idris Elba could win again, given he's nominated on the film side too.
Yeah.
Why am I picking Patrick Wilson? I don't know, but just because of the Fargo thing. But I'm going to have to rethink that one carefully, because even David Oyelowo could maybe win. That's a tough one.
I have Oscar Isaacs in the movie actor category, and an actress I'm not going to not pick Kirsten Dunst, because I think she gave the best performance of the entire TV season.
She's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. But what about Lady Gaga? Madonna has 2 Globes. Why not Lady Gaga?
I think she's a presenter, right? So she's going to be up on that stage no matter what. So
right, okay.
I just don't know if Hotel. Well, no. I mean, it is nominated for limited series. It may be one of their weakest seasons ever.
I think so.
Maybe.
But they apparently like it. I mean, didn't PGA also nominate it for best limited series? So.
Yeah, I just
the ratings are horrible for the show.
I know.
They've got to pick up their game, because Freak Show I thought was weak compared to, relatively speaking, and now this is even worse. They've got to revamp the show, because it's lost it compared to Asylum.
Next year, American Crime Story, The People versus O.J. Simpson.
Oh yeah,
it's going to win limited series. It's going to win actress for Sarah Paulson. I don't know who's going to be lead or supporting, but John Travolta might win. Cuba Gooding Jr. might win. This is going to be.
Cuba Gooding Jr. will not win. He will not win.
We've all talked about this in private emails. We email each other all the time, and this has been the latest hot topic where we've been debating.
I think he's great.
And I started it.
In the Bronco episode, he is amazing.
Oh my God! Well, you don't watch football, so you don't really know what O.J. Simpson looks like. But they do not look anything like that. That'd be like having Maggie Smith play Jennifer Lawrence's role in Silver Lining Playbook.
He's giving a performance. He's not a caricature.
That's why there should be a Best Casting Oscar, because casting is so important. Here's an example. Do you really think Michael Fassbender was the best casting for that role in Steve Jobs? I don't, and that's what kind of ruined the performance.
Maybe not because of looks, but he nailed the performance.
Yeah, he did, but I thought there could have probably been a better choice. And again, for Cuba Gooding Jr., that doesn't make sense. What were they thinking?
No.
I think it's a great choice.
They
And
were
you
in
just watch,
talks to
he'll be
get OJ,
nominated.
but he had to find the real actor who could do it.
He will be nominated next year, and then you can all just shower me with your apologies.
He will not be nominated next year. I think John Travolta, surprisingly, is really great in the show.
That's
like really great.
Yeah, but he looks nothing like Shapiro.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't matter when it comes to Jews,
so
does it,
sexy.
Ralph?
No, not at all. We're talking about a football player. We're talking about the main guy in the entire show. It's named after him, and you pick somebody that completely doesn't even look like him. Malcolm Jamal Warner looks like him.
Robert Shapiro's a people.
But they should have gone with
Yeah,
character
he's
actor,
not
not
O.J.
Cuba
Simpson.
Gooding Jr. It's Cuba Gooding Jr. Like I can't get that out of my mind when I'm watching him.
He was on like that boat movie.
Oh God! Don't even get me started on that one.
And Oscar.
no.
Let's just move on.
Oscar,
The Uzo
yeah, okay.
category. Who's winning?
Oh yeah,
Best
sorry. This is
Actor?
not that.
Is that Ralph?
Uzo
Uzo,
and
Uzo, 'cause
Uzo.
if Ralph picks Uzo, you go with Uzo. That's the rule. So Ralph.
Yeah.
I do have Uzo Aduba in
All right,
first place.
let's move on. Let's go to the next one.
But it is 2016, so that was all in 2015.
Oh.
So it's a new year, but I do have Uzo in there just because, like we talked about last time when the nominations first came out, they are the only people I think on this planet that have not given Uzo Aduba something for this award. Netflix has to win somewhere. Everywhere else we've talked about, Netflix is not winning, and they're gonna give Netflix something because it was up for the most of any of the networks.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless Narcos wins, which we don't think it will. So this is where Netflix gets its award, and Uzo gets it. So it's two birds with one stone.
Well,
That's
if
why I'm
Uzo doesn't win, who is the most likely? For me, that's Regina King.
Yeah, I have Regina King in second.
Judith Light, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Judith Light, I think, is someone to consider. I think she just. I mean, this is someone who is she's a TV icon also. She is really a TV star, and she's been doing this for like over 30y years. So at this role, she's basically unrecognizable.
So damn good and transparent.
Yeah,
she's so good.
My mother can't stop laughing at all the Yiddishisms that she throws in there. They're acting like this crazy Jewish mother.
Jeffrey Tambor gets all the credit for putting on a performance and being someone so unlike him, but Judith Light's doing the exact same thing.
Yes.
Oh, she's brilliant.
And it's almost like the Globes went out of their way after the Emmys strangely snubbed her for Debbie Hoffman. The Globes are saying, you know what, she deserved the Emmy, and we're going to give her a Golden Globe. I could totally see that happening.
But then look at how long the Golden Globes take to give their supporting players a Golden Globe. Like it's usually never that you see like with Joanne Froggatt or even Kim Cattrall, coming from a TV comedy side. Like they wait years to give that person an award. So I think with Judith Light's first nomination, I think she could win in like next year or the year after.
Didn't Jane
Lynch
Chris Colfer, didn't they win for
This is her first Golden Globe nomination.
They won for the second. They won for the second season.
Jane Lynch lost for the first season.
Yeah,
she lost to Chloe
So
Sevigny.
they like to wait.
Chloe Sevigny, yeah. Well, this is the second season. That helps.
By the way, this is Judith Light's first Golden Globe nomination.
No way. Are you kidding me?
Yes, it is.
Then we have to rethink this one. This one looks more and more obvious for Judith Light. Transparent's nominated for Best Series, as is Orange is the New Black and American Crime. So those three are in the running. Maybe Judith Light. If she's never been nominated, that's ridiculous. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with this one. Since Ralph's saying Uzo, I'm going to say Uzo.
Yeah, me too, but that's a rule.
Ralph, if you change, make sure you let me know.
Please let us know.
I'm not going to change. This is going to be Netflix's only award of the night. They have to win it, and Uzo still has not had a Golden Globe. She won the SAG. She won the Emmy. She gave great speeches at both.
Yeah.
Hollywood Foreign Press is going to want to give her this award.
She's won the Heisman Trophy. She's won She's won the Australian Oscars. She's won everything. She has to win this.
And she was in the
child beauty pageants that she hasn't registered for.
She won Miss Universe when that Steve Harvey gave her instead of Miss Philippines. Everything.
Oh God, wouldn't that have been great if she came out and ripped that crown off the bitches' heads?
Yeah, one of the best moments of TV of the year. TV supporting actor. This one is actually my favorite category of the night. I'm really interested here. I think they're all really good nominations. Tobias Menzies is a possibility, but I'm going with Christian Slater for a Mr. Robot Suite.
Yes.
He agrees with
Thank
me.
you. I'm with you, and we did another slugfest with Tom and Chris and Daniel, and they really weren't feeling the Christian Slater love. I think he's gonna win. I think the show's gonna win. I think Rami's gonna win. I think it's gonna dominate the Golden Globes.
Yeah, this is a matinee idol from the 80s and 90s. He is still a star. He's very recognizable. It's like a comeback for him. They would love to see this kind of person on the stage winning a trophy. I can't see why they wouldn't be predicting him, although Tobias Menzies is an interesting choice.
Yeah.
I have Tobias just because isn't he playing a dual role in Outlander?
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
And I mean, they have to give this show something somewhere. I don't think it's going to be drama series. I don't think it's going to be drama actress because I have Taraji P. Henson. If not, they're going to be rioting outside of the Beverly Hilton by these Outlander fans.
Oh, yeah.
So,
a bunch of
we're
nerdy
gonna give
Outlander fans rioting outside of there.
No, it's all like 35-year-old women. They are mean.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, they
They
made
thought
Marcus
you did-
cry.
They praised your interview with Sam. They thought you did a great job.
They loved it. Thank God, because I could have been picketed all the way down here in Sydney. So
Yeah.
God help me.
Also, that's why
Alan
Alan
Cumming.
Alan Cumming
Alan
is nominated for this over and over again, and he's, to me, one of the best things about The Good Wife, which has really fallen off for me. I used to be such a fan of this show, and lately it's like a chore. I'm just really sorry to say that.
His character this season is basically, he's almost a lead in The Good Wife now. He's getting all of his own storylines with Margot Martindale.
I mean, yeah, he's the most prominent male character on the show right now.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I don't know. It could be a surprise. He's beloved in the industry, Tony winner.
And
Ben Mendelsohn also. I mean, he's an international person from Australia. You know,
he's carrying the torch for the whole country. Damian Lewis has won a Globe before, right? For Homeland.
Yeah, he won for Homeland.
They like him, and he's one of the best things about Wolf Hall. You know, this could be
Daniel pointed out he was nominated back in 2000, 2001 for Band of Brothers.
Right.
So they love him.
Good point. They do love him, and what's not to love? So I think this one's a very interesting. He's a great actor, and I've had the pleasure of interviewing him, and he's super nice. So I'd love to see him up there too. There you go. Well, that one's a really tough one as well. There's some that I'll be watching with bated breath, but no more than watching.
I'm sorry, Ralph. Who do you have for this category for the last one for actor, supporting actor?
He has Tobias.
That's Tobias.
Yeah. Oh, okay, you have Tobias, and I don't know what I have right now. I'm just. I have Christian Slater right now, so.
Well, there you go.
How do you guys think Ricky is going to do?
That's what I was going to say. That's what I care about most of all. I think he's going to be amazing. He's going to let loose.
Yeah.
As long as Ricky adheres to a 4-drink minimum, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
He needs to be drunk. And as far as presenters, they've announced a ton, but they haven't announced Maggie Smith. If she's in that audience and she doesn't win for Lady in the Van, that means she won't go on that stage. They're so stupid to not have her present.
Or we could remember this is an evening with an open liquor bar all evening, I believe. We could get drunk Maggie Smith trashing the Beverly Hilton.
Oh, gold. That's TV gold.
Yes.
Yeah, let's hope so. I want to see a really great show. The Golden Globes is one of my favorite award shows because it's pacey and there's no crappy musical numbers, and it's funny, you know, and there's, you know, it's going to be good. I want to see emotion. I want to see laughs. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's usually a safe bet to be a good show. It's always been a bit of a crapshoot recently because they recently added the hosts, and this is an award show that I was always familiar with. You know, they start the show and the first people come out and present an award, and it just starts right off. But hopefully we feel like Gervais, you know, does what he does. We don't get restrained Gervais.
Yeah, we don't want that. He's already teased us on Facebook and social media. He's going to let loose, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So
everyone come to Gold Derby 2 hours before the show. We're going to be doing live Slugfest. The whole editorial team, I think, will be there. And then after the show, I think we're going to do another hour. So you're going to get so sick of us by Monday morning. But But come
Now
join
you'll
us.
know how I feel.
Yeah, it's only just the beginning. We have so many more award shows. This is really the first big one on the big awards train to the Oscars. And so join us and stay with
Next week we got Critics' Choice and
and it just keeps coming every week. All right, I'm going to sign us off. Thank you everybody for joining us today, and let's look forward to the Golden Globes on Sunday night.
Woo.